Python 3.13 released about a month ago, and you know what that means? It's already become old news. Well, not really, but it is fun to continue looking forward to the next juicy things to get excited about. This release is actually already a really interesting one, of course being that it's Python and everything, but also that it might be the last under the current versioning scheme. Oh, and there's also some pretty cool features too, I guess. In the spirit of the Python 3.13 release, this has come out a little later than I originally planned, so let's not waste any more time. We should probably talk about that release actually. The new incremental garbage collector, which was originally supposed to be included in Python 3.13, will now make its debut in 3.14 instead. A significant performance regression was found only weeks before 3.13 was supposed to be released, triggering a series of events that delayed the release by 6 days and unfortunately delayed the new garbage collector by another year. The regression itself was found when running the test suite for Sphinx, and is believed to be triggered when there are a large number of reference cycles. When it's all patched up, it will clear garbage in bursts rather than in one big lump, which will allow some programs to run a little bit smoother. Until then though, we're stuck with the old one. One thing that is already in Python 3.14 is the deferred evaluation of type annotations. For those that don't know what that is, I've been rabbiting on about it all last year, so I don't know where you've been, but anyway, it solves the problems associated with the current way to handle type annotations while not introducing the same issues that the from future import does. In short, it means you'll never have to use quotes to specify annotations again by lazily evaluating them only when needed rather than at instantiation time. The feature is far from finished, with optimizations to memory usage and steering council sign-off still being required, but it's all heading in the right direction. The path towards this feature has been tumultuous, to say the least. It started out as an alternative to PEP 563, which was rejected, but then once PEP 563 was rolled back, it was given a second chance of life, albeit with amendments. As such, this system is now proposed across 2 PEPs, 649 and 749, the latter of which providing some amendments and clarifications to the first. It also lays out a rough deprecation policy for the future import, stating that it will likely be removed in about 7 years from now, leaving plenty of time to migrate. 3.14 looks to be introducing yet another way of formatting strings, joining the ranks of the percentage syntax, dot format, f-strings, and string template, but not PEP 215's rejected dollar syntax from 23 years ago, though the exact specifics of what this will look like are still a little up in the air. Serves me right for getting so ahead of myself, I guess. The history for this one is also a bit wild, so let me do a quick TLDR. F-strings were proposed in PEP 498 and released in Python 3.6. At around the same time, PEP 501 proposed I-strings, or interpolation template strings, though work was halted on that pending experience with F-strings. Several years later, this was picked up again with a new name, T-strings, or template string literals, and a new implementation based on PEP 701's formalization of the f-string syntax. Earlier this year, PEP 750 proposed the introduction of tag strings, and even created a proof of concept for it that currently exists in the 3.14 alphas. If all that sounds confusing, don't worry, there's still more. PEP 750 has been rewritten to sit more in line with PEP 501 due to concerns around how complex the implementation is, and was actually rewritten so recently that I'm going off script because my script was all about the fact that it was going to be rewritten. The actual design of it does look pretty cool though, so I will make a video of it in detail once it's actually implemented. There are definitely advantages to something like this though. Some examples defined in both the old and the new PEP, thankfully, include memoizing processing for better performance in repeated operations, lazy evaluation of expressions to defer until necessary, and seemingly the ability to stream generated text instead of waiting for it to all be returned at once. There are also some proposals I'm not so sure about. The first of which is the new closed and extra items class parameters for TypedDicts. The closed parameter explicitly states that there definitively cannot be any further items in a dictionary other than those specified in the TypedDict, which will allow type checkers to perform type narrowing on TypedDicts based on their keys, something that is not currently possible. This I can see the use of, but I'm not so sure about the extra items parameter yet. This will make type checkers allow for extra keys of a specific type to be in the dictionaries, to make annotating variables and parameters with TypedDict base classes easier. This sounds fine in principle, but I can't see a situation where this would actually be preferable over marking optional keys as not required. Additionally, while limiting the types of extra keys means you can't just have any arbitrary keys, it does leave you in a bit of a pickle if you want to have extra keys of differing types. Do you accept that all could be of any of the provided types, or do you refactor? To be honest, I'd probably just use not required from the off. I don't want to completely dismiss this though, as it is still in draft and I do agree with some other proposals, so we'll see how it pans out. One change I've already made some noise about before, and something else that was originally planned for 3.13, is the proposed shorthand syntax for keyword arguments, which I hate. I don't want to turn this part of the video into a hit piece though, as I know my opinion is just one of many, so as a neutral description, the syntax is aimed at reducing some verbosity in the code by only requiring the function author to specify the parameter name in situations where that name is the same as the name of the variable being passed to it. One thing this proposal has already been is controversial. Incredibly controversial, in fact. There have been a lot of differing opinions on various aspects in the discussion threads, and the pip itself has an objections section longer than the one for the notoriously controversial walrus operator. We'll see which way this goes in time, I suppose. I don't want to leave this on a negative note, so here's a quick objectively positive change. In 3.13, Python's free-threaded mode does not benefit from the specialized adaptive interpreter, but in 3.14, it will. And of course, improvements to this, as well as the JIT and PyREPL, will be made throughout this release's development cycle as well. Let me know what your favorite proposal for 3.14 is, and what you'd really like to see in the release. There's still time for someone to devise the release's flagship feature, so maybe that someone is you. As always, I'll be back in May to see what's changed between now and the first beta, but subscribe now to be the first to see other 3.14 related content throughout the year. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next one.